Hi, this video covers basic setup of the Nitrox recreational mode on the Shearwater Petrel dive computer. I'm going to cover buttons and what they do, resetting to defaults, setting the Nitrox recreational mode, setting the salinity, configuring the bottom row, setting up units, and finally setting the time and date. So there are two buttons, a left button and a right button. The left button will step through menus on the bottom row, and the right button would be used to enter into a menu. From the main screen, press the right button to scroll through information screens that show more information than is available on the main screen, and jump back to the main screen by pressing the left button. So I am going to go into the System Setup menu, and now when we're in a menu, the button labels will tell us what each button does. So if I press Edit, I will enter into this menu to edit. I can go to the next item, and if I want to edit that item, I can change it and save it. And that's as easy as it is. I can step into the next menu page, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a reset to defaults, because I want to show you what a brand new computer would look like as soon as you get it. I'm not going to reset the decompression tissues, only the settings. So the computer is reset, and it will come up in the open circuit technical mode that includes trimix. And you can see the screen layout is quite different in this mode. So I'm going to go back into the System Setup menu, and we're going to set it to the recreational mode, which is what the focus of these videos. So there's a gauge mode, there's an open circuit closed circuit mode, and the open circuit recreational mode. So I am going to save that. Now we've set it for the Nitrox recreational mode. The salinity setting. What is this strange EN 13319? Well, what that is it's a European dive computer standard that specifies you must use a salinity setting. The density of water is what we're setting here. That is in between salt and fresh water. And that's the EN 13319 setting. And it's the default setting. But I'm going to be diving in the ocean. I'm setting it to salt water. I press Next to go back to the top menu page selection, and we're going to go to the Deco Setup. I'm going to leave all of these settings as is for the basic setup. The next page is a bottom row configuration. Now you can edit the center position and the right position to the time to surface. That's the time to ascend to the surface, including the ascent rate, decompression stops if needed, and the safety stop. The central nervous system oxygen toxicity loading as a percentage, the partial pressure of oxygen, the maximum operating depth of the current gas, and you might think that air should be deeper than 130 feet. Well, that's an adjustable parameter, and I can show you how to do that in one of the advanced tutorials. The current water temperature, a clock, the time of day, the maximum depth of the current or previous dive, a temperature and the clock in a smaller font, partial pressure of oxygen and the CNS, or the max and average depth. I'm going to leave it at none at the default settings, just because I think it's a nice clean display, but you can set it however you like. The next page is the gas setup menu. It's a 3-gas computer. Right now I only have air, or 21% oxygen, programmed in. I'm going to cover this page in more detail in the Nitrox instructional video. In the display setup, we're going to change the units to meters. The only options are feet and meters, because you've already seen the feet. The brightness setting, auto, uses a light sensor to adjust the screen brightness for the best balance of readability and battery life. You can also set this to fixed levels of low brightness, medium brightness, or high brightness. I will leave it on the auto setting. Altitude you cannot set in the recreational mode. There's no need to. It automatically compensates for whether you're at sea level or diving at high altitude. The sea level option in the technical modes is actually only for technical rebreather divers, and it's a minor setting. Okay, we're going to quickly change the date. So today it is the 22nd of March 2014. So set this date just so that your logs, your dive logs, will be recorded correctly. And the current time is 2:18 p.m. Okay, unlock and load upgrade we're not going to need. I already showed you the reset to defaults menu. We will not cover the advanced config menu in this tutorial video. So that is it. As you can see, I've now configured the units to meters. The meters show with 1 decimal place. And that's all for this video. The next video will cover an air dive, including safety stops.